Okay.
Mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. Every bank got a closed circuit television there, and even your way to the bank, you still come across CCTVs. But notwithstanding that, you rarely, I've never seen any bank operating past 24 hours. There's maximum 8 to 10 hours. They're done already. We're talking about Barclays Bank, Metro Bank, Nationwide Bank, and the funny thing is, most of them are even off street now. There are some banks, some more office back maybe the whole of London, but everything is online. So it becomes 24
Mobile
hours
banking.
that way. But where it comes to physical human interface, no, then we lack that, say 24 hours. Because in as much as the developed country,
Crime, you should also be mindful of the criminal
security as well.
So as part of the 24 hour, no, also actually they will increase the recruitment of Mebunu into the security services. So for example, police may say definitely they are going to get more numbers to recruit. Senior Beya say Kobani say here security
that is easier said than done. And I'm not pessimistic about what the president is saying, but you cannot also operate 24-hour economy. Abra Sebi street lights in the home. Because you're encouraging people like Uber drivers, some very bold Uber drivers that will be Bechoma too. But yesterday from where was I coming from? From Wager area coming, I realized that street lights in Yadundum. Now in the event, so you cannot operate 24 hours whereby people be plying on the principal streets with manholes, the big kind of holes on the streets. Then there will be a lot of casualties. So that means the hospital will be rather 24 hours a day. So they need to put a lot of things in place first. Because in London, as I'm talking now, the 24-hour service in a bus in a free 1.5 mile crab out because everything lighting and I want a quinum. I'm gonna be a not quinum. And I'm going to say driver ni bitu driver akwa boom nkani ani shisi so kama nipa ewo hono approach for available community no e bia wo betu 9 man check ka bi na police station wo hono if they live in police station anyone ma you dial 911 police will be there, you go straight, they ask you whether you want ambulance service in the event of any accidents. An ambulance may be in the next 15-20 minutes. South London, where I'm from, one hospital be a the ambulance is going to be about 50.
Wow.
So the last time when I had one constituency, one ambulance, I'm like, look at that. Just imagine. Go to St. Thomas, go to Whips Cross Hospital. Ambulance here, and some will say some so it tells us that we have a long way to go.
100 the energy say well, sometimes you have to buy fuel and fuel the ambulance.
Just
or
imagine.
Pay some amount of money to the ambulance guys, but that is the reality.
Look, before some people Ghana, now me West Croydon station home. Now polish phobia we are getting. The means I won't know today more drink kwapiapa. Wabura to the extent or tiakunyan so what tiahe. I know if we for ambulance man, but ambulance the free within 6 minutes no more. Omon misa branch ya bush omo tene a chrono, a towel to no more testing akuma, no more insanity man akuma got in 20 years. That is rapid response as well. But it's good. It's a kind of lively, laudable initiative. And if that will materialize and the Ghana better is abridged, Rainbow Radio abridged, and the Ghana abridged. But I cannot see that happening all of a sudden.
It will take
warehouse, agro processing areas, maybe production companies, fair enough. But you want for you to enforce the 24-hour economy, you need to also facilitate the mobility of people.
Exactly.
And the people must be empowered.
The real sector,
the real sector
contributes to the 24-hour economy. Here we are. If you remember, we've expended over $2 million into SkyTrain. Joe Gatti, when he was the railway minister, he told us that Ghana was going to invest in SkyTrain. And we take you over or catch and say anybody who thinks along that line is just engaging in wishful thinking, which means that we've thrown money into the dustbin just saying that we want to do SkyTrain, which was not materialized. And oral fauna serving notice say as part of activities some person will investigate baby as can free intimi anya SkyTrain project they have to come and tell Ghanaians.
Yay. And then maybe I
easy.
And I don't want to be coming back to Ghana and say, who see a railway line, I don't force or home. Now, for training Babel,
this answer, Nipa,
no, it's bad.
It's not. That's not like that in UK, right?
No, hell no.
You don't have people selling.
No, hell no. You can never happen.
It's a crime to do that there.
No, you can't even try because.
Oh, okay.
So the railway body, so we have two types of the rail system. We have the AC and we have the DC. So the alternating current one, it uses pantograph. So the pantograph is on the train, it touches the electric and it propels it, and the Dineco. And we have the other one where we have the DC. So that one we have is like 4 rails, 2 electric, a total of 750 volts with insulated port underneath it. Now the train speed is also there. So within the London metropolis, the trains are not allowed to go more than 70 miles per hour. Now when the train is approaching the station, it warns you in advance.
Yes,
the train is approaching, stand clear. There's the demarcation, yellow line there. Don't go
beyond that line.
So and there are safety measures everywhere. A lot of things all around. And we have trains and no one it's your area like Canary Wharf, and they'll call city like Bank, Liverpool Street. We call it the Dockland Light Railways. And drive an behind him. And once you do station, when you so be a door, I bet your minutes or whatever. And I'm what you penny see a chrono and to my pana Efra. Kuma say, baby, I'm in here, may do enough for a railway crowd that the enemy at it. This boy is wrong.
So I know we are ton of scraps.
You know, in UK they have the challenges as well.
Okay.
So the power now, share the negative and positive conductor rails. So no soon a propeller and not a generated electric, not a propeller train. You move with a train to I cannot propeller. And those days near engineering hours at night. More cabling. The cabling there with different departments running cables. So it's what free how could do higher Belimpi. Nearest area here for you.
Jowulu.
Now Kronfoso how move track cable now.
Oh wow.
Almost so quiet as Lumi. Yes. It is what they've done, they say am I a railway boundary with galvanized steel and a security and they've got people patrolling 24 hours as well there. But what measures are you putting in place to combat that? That creates a good leader. It takes a good leader to think outside the box. So if you give me Sir Richard opportunity, maybe I'm able to trust him. But what can I do for Sir Richard to work or act within the course of the law? And na ye kasa we leader. And yes, so because I did not Jimmy Sem. Ma try some fight galam say na you gana fonso o kasa momunya no what kind of reckless comment is that?
Had the opportunity to tour Agbobloshi, even Mokola, the Central Business District. People are selling in the middle of the street.
Oh yeah.
People are trading in the middle of the, and I always say that can be nyamia nya domna ni breaks be failile no would be in for a disaster because it has created artificial traffic light, and it is not because the cars cannot move, it's because human beings have decided to sell right in the middle of the street.
So you give the human being a chance of a block road. That is where leadership comes in. A deterrent. You have to always think for people. That's what we are paying you.
Exactly.
And you're in control of our natural resources. And also balance the bay the city. Not just a jumations as I know went to me anye. You actually young Tiakra Alan Echo or Mampeni or Mampeni to be Sunday Becano and Komo Mukudi and Tiakra.
To offer a little bit of advice. The movement for change and the Alliance for Revolutionary Change. We campaigned on 2 fundamental themes. One is the establishment of a government of national unity, and the other one is the prosecution of a national development agenda based on the Great Transformational Plan. Now, in respect of the first, Your Excellency, I'm sure you are all aware that our country has been seriously divided for many years because of partisanship. And unfortunately, this is robbing all of us of the benefits of our democratic credentials, which we've nurtured over so many years. And I think this ought to change. Secondly, this whole winner takes all syndrome, which has been associated with partisanship, I think is also not helping our country, because we don't have the benefit of harvesting and mobilizing the collective talent of all Ghanaians. And we should not be divided in that regard by our different political ideologies. I think that also needs to change. Thirdly, also, the lack of continuity of government projects, which again is the result of this partisanship, has also cost our nation quite a bit of money. And I think that also has to change. So I would really like, very respectfully, you to consider this whole development paradigm of how you build a government of national unity, which obviously then means that you bring together people from different political persuasions, big and small, people from other stakeholder groupings, because I think they also represent, indeed, in fact, they represent the majority of the people. So they must have a voice also in government. So that's in respect of the first pillar. The second one is the Great Transformational Plan. Your Excellency, I know that during your first term in office, you had to go to the IMF.
I want to. Alan, could you chemate call you are John Dramani Mahama? A bit take a crap near Tia Humbrasha Council, the way John Dramani Mahama should no. Now, Emmy say, what say Alan Chamatiasi? And this is for Mamoye, the Braze, and with the Joy, say, the all inclusive government. Or the pepper boom. It's really true. All inclusive.
MPP for said this was the expectation and now all pay. From the election, he wanted the party to go into opposition.
And I want to get through
Mahaman so can say some of the MPP people told him point blank that they would support him to win because they wanted to restructure the party. And saying, oh yeah, and victory. No, I think it's a final rally, no. Or yeah, in the final rally before the elections, you know. He says that some of the MPP guys called and sent him message that they were praying that he would win because party was say omo dani eni na omo sano na omo emma call back to the old days of the MPP now you name the tradition no say see the tradition now munim that the party has departed from it. And His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo.
Nice one. Alan and John Dramani Mahama.
Support. Now, there's a marginal increase or a stability that comes along with being on an IMF program. So ultimately, you find that the numbers will start looking good. It's obvious. That's part of the whole objective of a stabilization program. But then at the end of the program, unless there's a program of transformation, then you are likely to slide back into instability, which is what takes you to the IMF in the first place. And so with the Great Transformational Plan, I very respectfully like to recommend a number of priorities for your consideration, which is stabilizing the macroeconomy. I know that because of our manifesto promises, there's a lot of pressure. Everything is important, but I feel that it's the macroeconomy and the economy as a whole that basically must occupy your highest consideration. Aligned with this, also I would say a prioritization of the productive sectors of our economy. Industry, agriculture, and then tourism, because that speaks to the next most critical agenda for our nation, which is creating employment, particularly for the youth. Now, beyond this, also, I think, is the issue of corruption, which you've spoken about, and which robs us as a country.
Issue of corruption. Alan and Kai John Dramani Mahama say issue of corruption. If issue of corruption, no, you best switch it. Now, you see the John Mahama so a Kai, the more generation means.
Physically express what you have.
Something that is going to affect our country is to help build a peaceful, united, prosperous country, which provides equal opportunity to all Ghanaians, irrespective of their political affiliation, ethnic or religious affiliation. We wish you very well together with your team.
Thank you.
And I think on that regard, I'd like to make a presentation of the great transformational plan to you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome you.
For this is the time Ura John Dramani Mahama ebe ansa Ura Alan Chematin said me kind it looks like Ura John Mahama obefa animdiafo bebre aka ho enti mesiramu NDC for mamu kontokwa na dey all inclusive winner takes all ye twam agai but say bon continent ye kokon United Kingdom of Great Britain MPP New Patriotic Party chairman. This is a man that I speak highly of him because he's ever willing and ever ready to be on radio without fear of favor. Now I'm say foot for the MPP bebre no give we heed to that and ka ebia ka omutimi rectify one or two things right on time. He's the person of a UK NPP chairman. I open it here Mensaka no line so far. So I'll tell more about Rainbow Radio 87.5 FM Abelempe Ghana Accra. I put to say.
Hey, I want to offer you Ghana. Oh, Nyamia Daruma, Apumbo Kopa, Nyamia Dum, Yahoye.
Great.
Abaya by in a just say, Eres or Mundu to Yamus de Bugua Quemua. Nyamia Dum now on the 7th for me take over. Ebeti Mrs. Olden by Wata Motina. Baby, I saw my dear for be I so at home now, almost me a boom mine come at their mind.
Ofa uba Ghana na uwo arishimu kese pa semu ba bedin kunim about one resource no minim say nyesa na wo pen wo de wo hu dwiriwu aba resource no e baaye no
no kro nyam yanim ne de di kan ma men na wase wo ankasa wonya abadwan ye Ghana area mesanso ma wakwaba na woni wo team na muni omu ye adwuma nyina so ye chia obia MPP UK. Especially the executive, which is the branch executives, chapter chairpersons, and executive, and all members across the whole country. Yachia Omunina na mensayen fa akwen tsunami na Omunina nswasi. Dudona de BPM o Ghana. Yabaya me show se mundi money di echikakra. Ye team and ye media MPP UK media engagement team. It was among radio akasia and TV akasia regions no they do wanna Greater Accra region, the whole Greater Accra central western north Ashanti about back to Greater Accra ko Bono East the baby more Bono nanga say yetimi esa ko western north back but yentimi na afina tamu naso enti sa team no me bo ma baso papa chama Tekrufi former chairman Kwaku Bimpe, my own communication director, and chairman FN is saying Apia Kubi West London chapter chairman and me ankasa and so na me dasa team nano na nipa domwa ekuran krasie esa koye adwuma ja wo mabusuo ko ebesom o my Ghana me da wo nyina asese wo share MPP UK ni munyam ohwemu a yedwuma yebedi ye yeyere ho pa na as you have asked the question no say yes na ye hwehwe na ebaye no me hu dwiri kakra na in fact Yoruba umia ma me mona baso ɔne team ni nyinaa ani Ranapo wohwɛ adwuma a ɔmo yɛyɛ campaign a ɔmo yɛyɛ so say ɛno na yɛde to abade a me sure say nka sɛ MPP yɛdi nkunim but like you earlier said ohun sɛ me deɛ mekasa no most of the time no na baabi no credit da no na me de ato sɛ baabi a yɛn ankasa yɛsuban ne nneɛma kakra yɛyi na die nti no ma dodoɔ no a ne support ma yɛba aban mu no both members and sympathizers dodoɔ na am say na omonya yɛti mu pokakra nti all share resource by it wasn't something that was surprising because Iramama the number unya ya and I say mfani say resource unya ya or the second or Yura Akufo-Addo second term same almost the same number and or the medi first and they akwetia dodona over 2 million people didn't vote the time I got to abano or sankofoni na to about the MPP. And so I wasn't too much surprised of the results, but we did our best saying Anki me had done enough. But unfortunately for us it didn't work.
Come with me had done the results, proud to the elections and as after the elections and
I'm talking about before the elections. Campaign, putting in every fiber in us, making sure that we go back to the people in our apologetic level, making sure so abeboa na oh my Ghana na yechichire and genuinely who share a juma na nado danko Akufo-Addo ni Raba Umiani ni team and feel what she better kunyezo my irrespective of the deficit of COVID-19 and Ukraine war, but that impact around the whole world, where planes we are seeing now was grounded for close to about 6, 7, 8 months, and a plane behind to we are seeing all ships and so was grounded for almost a year. All borders were closed for some of them more than even 2 to 3 years. Ghana, almost 3 years. And it was a very challenging moment for the whole world. 2020 election, the only country winning because of this COVID-19, coronavirus. Ghana, all the countries that country it me winning about, and then also the aftermath of the COVID-19 in terms of 2024 in between and friend saying Ukraine so and clearly sorry you could see the impact of aftermath of coronavirus and then also the Ukraine war obiya no obeti me rule out but the Juma my way mono if dear MPP in Kenya can say twice one pa I believe Senka Ghanaians are going to see the difference between countries or Africa has a Ghana fan to my frana or move on nanka baby I ever kono and therefore utumus and now boss up a team ni chidoma no more year jumano say dear MPP in winnie yampa. And it was going to be straight continuation of that. But right now, even as it stands now, time kra na Euro mama bit me in penny for no be Jumanina on we a bit might take it 4 to 6 months. That's I'm running in a deficit. And I care for a bit me as a quarter of mine, baby. I didn't know so crown yet. Genuinely, we share free economy. Yeah, bomb what is it? Yeah, PGM was a crown average growth above here around there's a 7.2% as we speak today. Yeah, and you could see that the effort was in. We did everything we can to make sure we resist that kind of deficit. Na all odds. My paja or my muanka cranka free mono. But within that space way, say and this crana by is almost careful now more demand to 2 yampa. I believe that the growth rate cries cannot hear a drop. A status drop na or mine musa status dimpa. country the nneɛma nsusuaso bebree ɛna ɛbɛtumi de abrɛ ɔman no.
Yo, offer meda wase pa. Offer Kane no UK chairman. Mene menua unbreakable Rashid na waha. Offer mene wo UK no they frown on corruption, money laundering, siphoning money from the system and a whole lot. Mo MPP fo ni bi they ababe to abonten say ye loot in the course so meaning when your video no bia yanka bia nshem ye hwe ya ne say ye Owura John Dramani Mahama ye nyansi no mampani general remai ntino or say operation recover all loot the preparation team aba or the emranti akukudambia aba to ano ebinom say ye nam say ebia na ye abaya wosu ampa wa lutu Ghana ebinom say persecution ufri English abrochimem na aba obenigese wadwem kire e wo ho ne sen ana wadwem po oral dwumadie ya omampani John Dramani Mahama ne priority ba ko de atokwa mu no obe recover loot MPP for bebree so say almost like crado ebe so almost support no the papers e ma no Alan Chematin ko din komo na anu ado no so onhwehwe corruption mu yie obeni who say persecution and a step in the right direction.
No Ukrainian I have seen a team putting it together also the fight is at the end say ampa ba chasing ko for na hwehwe niam nipa no na odi omu krampo di animu no ebinum kra no a background in the first place kra they are also corrupt in their own mindset obi ti say okuje to ablakwa is not somebody who is fit for purpose to even hold that position to so over lead say enkonkochi obi because obviously yenyina wa hanu okuje to ablakwa to because for ne car over 250,000 Ghana cedis dakalumu yira ya baby kura says can free ni baby ana ko obi am bisine okuje to ablakwa na yura mati amidu eba bonten be can say he was the one who was championing the create loot and share in terms of say the judgment debts it me otimi ko bobonko for punumu bi say say woni judgment debt o ya ebe bo ne ya plan na wotimi akekansi ani mu na wotimi akwakoje onu mumu na saa time na onu mumu no timi puma even the then attorney general crop pressure say you should all try say obetimi ama yetimi treat as a judgment debt no and you kuje to ablakwa is not somebody or you trustworthy to say obetimi lead such a team and in the first place the hoka cran kwano mimi wonso wodi for you radom level onu na onu anka setimi 4G in age say ko pension long term na so still an order so wodwuma mu ana o jiska o ye dwuma say no credibility is not enough o mo market DH of 2 or 3 obia obibi etare no and for me personally as a good call nyina yo Ghana ha no UK no hu sa ne mani bi say niam bi ebetimi akokoso na obehwe aban ajapade ne nkofo obefum no mafa enom ne ade but ye hunu bi pai emra yewura Mahama ne yewura Tamios baya omu ebabe take over from President Kufuor omu de nipa be said number of people from NDC MPP and omu de tiechire kansem sa as omu ya kronfo President Kufuor abamu kansem ko hin ba nyina bi twa ntro mu odin ene Ghana 4G omudie ene omukoto abama omu ene ampa obia omu aso de ne kogina court bia no court di asem no ma ampa clear omu nyina was clear from such a tag and omu perception no na omu de babem if say enye the second part na omu wabe na omu fuisa ampa no krese omu evidence to say nkofo abokro no na aban niema omu do omu saka me of okay I don't condone that anyway say